guys, how's it going? My name is Dalren. Today I'll be talking to you guys about Ashran and all the changes coming to Ashran 6.2. I've been a big advocate for Ashran and I want to see it flourish, and I always want to see Ashran be as good as it was back on the beta. So in today's video I'll be talking about the changes and my personal expectations for Ashran. First things first, let's talk about all the changes happening to Ashen. A new event at an area has been added, Ashen excavation, and the event is called the Pexis markers. So what you do in that event is kill NPCs, and then after NPCs fall, you take markers and you show it to this other NPC, who then, after seeing 50 of those markers from players, will reward them with rewards. The next thing is reward changes have been completely revamped, and these are some big changes that I'm almost kind of happy about and I want to see happen. Winning an event now awards honor instead of conquest. Defeating Grand Marshal Tremblade or Higher World Warwrath no longer awards a gleaming astral strongbox. So you have to take away the strong boxes from the killing the leaders of Alliance faction or the Horde faction, as well as they have taken away conquest from events. This is now going to make events kind of relatively useless, so the question is, where are we going to go in Ashran if we can't really get honor from killing the bosses and, fighting the mid, or we can't really, do events anymore? Where else are we supposed to go as a group in Ashran? It seems like Blizzard has thought that out as they want for everybody to explore each aspect of the content in Ashran, with the addition of the new weekly quest, two of them actually. One of them is defeat 300 players, which awards you conquest. It's called Slay Them All. The next one is Ashen Dominance. Win each event in Ashran, defeat the enemy faction leader, which it will award you conquest and a Gleaming Ashmal Strongbox. Hopefully this is going to be a lot of conquest, as they are having everybody do one event each as a group, and then push middle and then kill the boss. So if you dominate Ashen completely by doing one of each event and then killing the boss, you get your conquest and you'll get your Ashmal Strongbox, which kind of inspires players to really try for the conquest and the strongbox. And I'm hoping the rewards will be increased from the strongbox, as well as the number of conquest points that you get out of it, because if the reward is high, then more players want to funnel into it, because then it's almost like if you're in a good group, you're kind of gambling at it, and if you really try hard at the event, you'll get the just desserts. So I'm kind of liking this increase on the awards, as well as the increase on difficulty, because it's definitely going to be more difficult to win Ashran fights, as they are going to be even more demanding than they were. Next thing is a new repeatable quest, Continue the Dominance. For each event in Ashran and defeat enemy faction leader, awards conquest. So it's a repeat of the conquest dominance, so if you continue dominating in Ashran, you're going to be rewarded even more. So I guess this is going to inspire players to want to, group up together and really focus their efforts in order to complete every single objective in order to get the rewards. And hopefully, again, the rewards will be increased in order to scale well with the conquest rewards. And the biggest change to Ashran, players are now automatically placed in a raid when entering Ashran. You are no longer able to join a premade group. Now, I feel like this change is going to be the best out of all the changes so far in Ashran, because what ruined it is the premade groups of people that are organized together with a leader or two, and they have a plan already. They know they're going to win because they're more organized than the other side, the other faction, hence making Ashran a one-way battle. This is going to increase the more of the Horde versus Alliance battles in the middle, as well as more Horde versus Alliance like rivalry, I would say, which is going to bring what beta of Ashen was back in the day, where fighting in the middle and fighting against the other faction was even more fun. So it seems like Blizzard is taking some great changes to Ashen, and I'm actually very much excited. By making everybody placed automatically in a raid, you no longer have a choice who you want to run with or whether you can find a better group to run with, and it's going to make the competition a little bit more fierce, I feel like. Just because the other side, both sides want the rewards, they want to win, and you're no longer going to be placed in a group that's obviously more dominant than the other faction. You're not going to find an easy win group either. You're going to have to work hard for it. So the increase of difficulty ration has been increased. And I guess the question is, can the casuals handle it? Because this is definitely not for casuals anymore. And I'm kind of happy that they say the changes are coming to Ashran. And those are all the changes that are in the patch notes. And I guess I'll get to talk about some of the other aspects of Ashran now. We have seen things come and go, like the champions of the factions, which I would love to see come back, because it's one of the ways we can dump our artifact fragments and be able to see the champions that we have seen on the YouTube videos and have followed before. I feel that a lot of the aspects of Ashran have been kind of decreased, and some of the NPCs like these here don't really have any purpose, so we no longer have anywhere to spend our artifact fragments. The only thing that we have left to is to summon up the Alliance or Horde Giants, Titans, whatever you want to call them, the Elementals, and I feel like that's kind of lame. because there's just not a lot of variety of what we can do. Outside of that, the other sources that we can spend our fragments into are, I guess they're pseudo okay, but they're not such as the Warlock teleport and the Mage teleport. They're okay, they're alright, but let's say like Shaman Trainer, Hunter Trainer, and Rogue Trainer don't really do anything in particular and don't really have any usefulness. But we have things such as interesting like a Shaman's Farsight, where you can see a zone from anywhere you want to, and be able to see what's happening in the zone before even heading there. Interesting things like this have kind of gone by the wayside and are no longer even thought of. I mean, who would ever want to summon the Chargers? That's the charge guys on horses. They're relatively useless and they don't really do anything. They don't hold bases. And you have a tent right here with a priest trainer, but even those guys don't do anything whatsoever. So the relative usefulness of most of these NPCs in Ashen is lame, I would say, and I would like to see that kind of changed in order to make it just simply more fun, as well as I would love to see Stormshield evolve as Ashran wins happen. I would like to see Stormshield go from this, what looks like a village with wooden gates, into a fortress, or relatively looking to that of Stormwind, powerful, with cannons all over the place. And the same thing I would like to see for the Horde Zone, because then you would feel like your conquests in Ashran are benefiting your faction, and what you're doing over in Ashran for every win, for every time you enter fragments in to summon your elemental, every time you take down Volrath, your own base evolves, just to see the aesthetic of it, kind of like how it was back when Thunder King patch was released. And you were able to see your base grow as a faction. It's a very interesting aspect, and I would just simply like to see that come back in the game, to be brought back in the game and applied. Simply because it was just an aesthetic that I enjoyed, and this is something Blizzard can capitalize on. This is something that they don't have to spend, years and months and days writing the code. This is something they can simply apply just for the visual aspect of it, to give that survey unity, I guess, to give that, pride for a faction, for Alliance or Horde, because that is ultimately what empowered people to want to go into Ashen and fight against the other faction. It was that rivalry, and it brought back that wonder of what the game originally had, even, back in the days of vanilla, when people would just go and gang the other faction because they were proud of the faction that was serving, and they wanted to verse the other faction. It's just little elements like this really do come a long way, and I definitely have a lot of appreciation for it. I'm pretty sure a lot of other players do. That's one of the reasons what was attracted me to Ashran, and I guess I just want to express what attracted me, and in hopes that Blizzard capitalizes on those elements. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. This is everything that I had to talk about Ashran, from changes to my own personal matters and views. When talking about Ashran, I definitely do feel like a devil's advocate, because not a lot of people enjoy Ashen. A lot of people find it boring, mundane, and they don't like the fact that they're forcing you to go to Ashen. But maybe with this change to Ashen, to increase its difficulty, and if they add a little more server stability to the Ashen fights, because I know they're going to be even more colossal than they ever have been, then I feel like Ashen could be definitely a great experience and a new experience. And if that fails through, I'll be definitely sad, but I definitely will understand the reasons why that happened, because Ashen is definitely kind of on a slippery slope. It can either go well, or it can go very, very badly. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see until the patch happens, and we'll see how the changes happen to the Ashran. And definitely want to see it grow. Definitely want to see it perform well, because I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun during the beta, and I would like to bring that sense of wonder back. Otherwise, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Alran. Let me know what you think about the changes for Ashran, and what would you like to see out of Ashran 6.2. Hopefully you guys having a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.